We call ourselves a platform for job discovery, and at Stellar Employ, we believe that everyone is good at something, and there is a job for everyone. Until recently, in the hourly job market, people have been looking for jobs either in the newspaper, the classified ads, or through online job boards, and we completely changed this. We are a preference-based learning algorithm which connects people to their best fit job. So let's take a look at how these jobs are typically filled today. Typically, job seekers spread their resumes far and wide. Employers are inundated with resumes. It takes them an average of 5 phone calls just to get a job seeker on the phone. They end up hiring the first person who can fill the shift they're looking to fill, and job seekers take the first job they have. This is the opposite of skill-based matching. You end up with very poor matches, low performance, and again, very high turnover. So at Stellar Employ, job seekers answer 15 minutes of questions about themselves, and we learn about their preferences. With this information, we're able to direct them towards the jobs where they're most likely to do well, they perform better, and they stay for a very long time on the job. Now, to give you a sense of how big this problem is, and I know that in IDT you work with a lot of populations that are earning wage earners, but pause for a minute and think, how much money do you think is spent filling crew member positions at Burger King every single year? And while you're thinking, I'll just note, I'm going to spend a lot of time today talking about Burger King because they were our very first client and we have a lot of data about them. So if you guessed that $1 billion is spent every single year hiring crew members at Burger King, you would have been correct. It's a stunningly high number. And it's that high because of very high turnover, surprisingly high costs of replacement, and of course the very large number of employees in the crew member position. Now, even crazier, Burger King represents less than 1% of the hourly job market in the United States. So we're talking about a really, really huge problem. We have started in fast food, but we are rolling out as well to distribution and call centers this year. We're already operational in delivery and cleaning. And when we combine that with retail, it represents a $1.6 billion revenue opportunity just for us. And that doesn't even take into consideration the opportunities as we move into other wage jobs and also as we go internationally. We are already operating at a small level, and we've demonstrated that we perform well in both Latin America and in Africa. So what is this magic algorithm? How are we able to connect people to their best fit jobs? We are based on something called the effort-reward imbalance, which is actually really basic. It essentially says that you and I experience different types of effort differently, and we experience different types of rewards differently. Our best job is relatively low effort and relatively high reward, and so our ideal jobs are really different. Now, to take Burger King and Dunkin' Donuts, 2 brands that you probably know very well, the best performers at Burger King are inveterate multitaskers. And if you've been to a Burger King recently, this makes a lot of sense. There's a very high menu list, and it takes 3 to 4 people to fill every single order. By contrast, at Dunkin' Donuts, the best performers are very strong in attention to detail. This also makes sense. It's a pretty small menu list, and every order can be filled by 1, maybe 2 people. So we are moving beyond job in fast food to them thinking, I'm looking for a job at Burger King because I know that that's a place where I'm really going to excel. And this is how we implement this in practice. Job seekers come to our website. They answer 15 minutes of questions about themselves, and we give them a list of jobs that we're ready to schedule interviews for them right on the spot. This cuts the hiring process in half. Employers set aside 1 to 2 hours every week to interview the candidates that we're filtering for them, and their supervisors and directors can follow their interview process and reward regular best hiring practices. This is a feature that is incredibly incredibly popular. Job seekers use our platform for free. They really enjoy using us because we're able to place them in jobs where they're likely to succeed. There's a job discovery component. The job process goes more quickly, and because employers really trust our signal, they give preference to our matches. We're proud to say that by the end of 2017, we expect to have generated an additional $200,000 in wages just among our placements in the first quarter of this year. For employers, I'm going to use Burger King as an example again. Our biggest Burger King client internally estimates that their 130 locations are going to save a combined $2 million this year through us. Here's the unit economics of one location. Typically, $6,000 is spent on recruiting and hiring 2 new crew members every single month. Once a company location starts working with us, we will have increased productivity by 10%. This translates into 7 seconds in an improvement in speed of service. Burger King estimates that every 1 second improvement in speed of service translates into $450 in additional sales per month. So we've improved productivity and we've decreased turnover by 30 percentage points. In addition to that, there's a little bit of time saved hiring. I mentioned that we are really focused on franchises right now. It's turned out to be a really nice go-to-market opportunity. Every time we have one great case study with one brand, we can take that to owners in other brands, and eventually word about our impact gets passed up to corporate. Burger King corporate reached out to us a couple weeks ago. However, we are also engaging in cold outreach. We have 1% conversion on that, and we're moving into other types of publicity, and we have editorials coming out, for example, in QSR magazine next month. It is also not a surprise to see some of the improvements in usage, right? So we're adding clients every month, we're decreasing our cost per applicant, increased logins, etc. And our users love us. So my favorite is Toju, who said, "I can't believe we haven't been doing it this way all along." We are raising $1.5 million right now. This is going to cover 2 years of operations and a couple of really key product rollouts. So we are currently function a lot like a manager ATS and dashboard with this filtering component. We'll be APIing into onboarding software by the end of this year, adding in a dynamic kayak style filter for job seekers to make sure that they're really getting the best match that meets their lifestyle. And ultimately, we expect to look a lot like a LinkedIn for hourly staff. In our rollouts, we will be focusing on urban locations where we have discovered that we're already unit profitable. And we will be overall profitable by 2019 and 50% operating margin by 2021. Unless, of course, we exit first. We believe that we have really hit the nail on the head with the hourly job search. And we're looking at exit opportunities in job platforms, strategics, and technical companies that are looking into the hourly job space. And we really have the team to do it. So you already know a little bit about me. I launched a very similar company first in Latin America, which is now being licensed by a Latin American company. The revenue goes to Southern Employ. Irene Chung, who's here today, is our VP of product, and she brings consulting experience and app development to the table with us. She's also the MBA of the team. Carlos Montoya is our VP of product. VP of engineering. He has 20 years of experience managing teams and a master's at Carnegie Mellon University. The three of us have done all of this on our own. I'd like to highlight 2 advisors who've been incredibly supportive. Henry Delouvrier comes from ZocDoc, so he has a lot of experience building 2-sided marketplaces. And Tom Berry, our founding investor, has literally built a fortune building products for low-income populations domestically and abroad. So thank you for your time. I look forward to your questions.